Yo, what's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? Shanksy here, and welcome to my roster reviews, where we review yours, well, maybe not yours, but somebody's roster that's got in touch on the Discord and asked for it, and check it out. We get to see what they're working on, how many days played, how much spent, total collection power, and having a look at their teams. Now, we try and do these reviews as a community, so if you want to see, if you see anything in there that you'd be working on personally, make sure you leave them down below, because the more comments down below, the more it helps out for the person's roster getting reviewed, and the more it helps out for just as a community checking it out and seeing where they stand, what they're working on, and where their roster matches up with how many days played, how much spent, and all that type of good stuff. So the more people that leave advice down below, it really, really does help out. Hell, you might even disagree with me. That's cool. Leave it down below. I'm intrigued to see it. Let's grow as a community together. Now, if you're interested in getting your roster reviewed, you can join the Discord. The link is down below. Send me a message. There is a small charge for the service, and there are 3 different types, whether it be done within a week, 24 hours, or whether we have a Discord call afterwards and we go through your war teams. All of that stuff is in my Discord if you are interested in getting that done. And basically, the money that we raise from it helps go towards the channel and make more content for Strike Force. So it's like a revolving circle, you know what I'm saying? But enough of me flapping me gums. Let's get straight into it, boys and girls. What's happening, boys and girls? How the devil are we? Right, today's roster review is going to be for the Mad Titan. He is a level 75 player who has been playing for a grand old 536 days. In that time, he has amassed a total collection power of 3.6, near enough 3.7 million, with his strongest team power being at 320k. He's never been war MVP for GKY Vanaheim, maybe, or GKW Vanaheim. He's got 135 characters collected. 9 of those are at max rank, all-time arena rank 138. Slipped down recently to 242. And yeah, at the moment, currently looking for Black Bolt and trying to work out the best U7 team to really start pushing those 100%. So, let's have a little look at what we're working with. Right, so top of the shop, we've got Star-Lord at 68k, level 70. Captain Marvel there at level 70, 66k. Phoenix there at 61k. Ultron at 61. Ella there at 61. With Shuri at 58. Scientist Supreme at 56. Groot at 56. Loki at 52. And Venom at 52. Straight away, I would say one of the big things, especially for U7, and when you're pushing over towards that 100% mark, is level 71, guys. Don't sleep on that level 71. The extra resistance you get, the extra focus you get is huge for level 71. So you want people like Scientist Supreme, Ultron is already up there at level 75, Hela, level 71, anyone that's going to be applying huge amounts of debuffs, anyone that's going to be in your U7 teams. So at this point in time, I'm guessing the U7 team is going to be something like Scientist Supreme, Shuri, Ultron, possibly Hela, and then maybe one other, right? So I would be taking them guys to level 71, level 75s. For example, Phoenix, you can never go wrong with taking a level 75, but she's not really going to be in your U7 team 9 times out of 10, right? She's going to die, and that's that. So the ones that I'd be taking straight away up to 75 are going to be my U7 team straight away, because I'm doing raids every day. Every single day. So spending those resources on those characters definitely makes a ton of sense. Right, then we move down to Pyro there at 51k. Minerva, level 71, beautiful, at 50k. Nick Fury there at 49k. Carnage at 47. Cyclops at 47. Huge amounts of red stars on Cyclops as well. There at 6 red once he gets those gold filled up. Cyclops there at 47. Symbiote Spider-Man at 46. Mordo at 44. Falcon at 44. And Mr. Miles Morales there at 43. Then we move down to, we've got Thanos, level 69, 43k. Strife there at 43k. Thor at 43k. Luke Cage at 42. Hulk at 41. Rocket Raccoon there at 41 as well. Spider-Man at 40. Magneto at 39. Definitely worth taking Magneto up to 71 as well. Really, really solid character. Sif there at 39. Storm at 39. Then we move down 2 Ghost Rider at 38k, Rescue there at 38, Iron Man at 38, Sabretooth at 37, Green Goblin at 37, 4 Red Stars, 5 on Sabretooth. Then we go on to 37 on War Machine, Cable there at 36, Jessica Jones at 36, Blob and Toad both at 36. So what I'm saying is a lot of level 60s, 65s, that type of very, very close building, which is really good. But then sometimes you want to push on your harder. Rather than bringing up everyone to 60, 65, whatever, you want to really be focusing on your top teams to 75 first. Get them fully finished up and then start moving up and bringing up that. You're going to get much more benefit from having one incredibly strong team for when it comes to like Arena, when it comes to U7, rather than multiple teams built up. But when you get to multiple teams built up, then you're going to get much more results out of Blitz, probably much more results out of War as well. But initially, you want your Arena strong, you want your Raid strong, so that one team is going to be pretty essential at this stage. Right, then we move down to Wolverine there at 35k, 7 stars as well. Vision there at 35k, Black Panther there at 35k, Mysterio at 35, Mr. Sinister at 34, Agent Coulson at 33, Doctor Strange at 33, Mystique at 33, Ronan the Accuser and Juggernaut at 33. Again, levels all between 60 and 65, 54 there for Mystique, all very, very, very close built. It's almost like aiming to get everyone to level 60 gear tier 8 or something like that, and then moving on and working out what you want to work on from there. And absolutely nothing wrong with that, but I would definitely recommend getting those guys at the top pushed up, and that's going to be the biggest immediate impact, I think, to your roster. Invisible Woman there at 33k, Heimdall at 33, Graviton there at 31, Iron Fist at 31, Amos Atrocity at 30, Deadpool at 30, Kree Reaper there at 29, Captain America at 29, Daredevil at 28, Gamora there at 28. Then we move down to Crossbones at level 61, 28k, Shield Operative there at 27, Kree Royal Guard at 26, Rhino at 26, Aim Assaulter at 26, Vulture at 25, Aim Researcher at 25, Ironheart there at 25, Hawkeye at 25, Hydra Scientist there at 25 as well. Then we move down to Red Skull at 25, Punisher at 25, Shield Medic at 25, Shocker at 25. Yo-Yo is a character, even at 3 stars, could be very, 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 very good for Ultima 7. Without a shadow of a doubt, an amazing character. Probably one of my favourite characters in the game. I would definitely be looking at putting some serious resources into Yo-Yo. Plus, you already balled in towards Black Bolt anyway, and when you get hold of Black Bolt, you're going to just be able to take him up as high as possible and already have a built Yo-Yo who's going to do absolutely amazing things for you. Scarlet Witch there at 23k, pretty much 24. Yondu at 24, Killmonger there at 23, Merc Riot Guard at 22, Kree Noble there at 22 as well. Then we move further down to Aim Security at 22, Hydra Sniper at 22, Drax at 21, Shield Security at 21, Miss Marvel there at 20, Okoye at 20, also Bloodstone at 20, Kingpin at 20, Kree Oracle at 20, Psylocke there as well at pretty much 20. Hydra Rifle Trooper is also at 20, Hydra Armored Guard is at 20, M'Baku is at 18, Namor is at 18, Mantis, The Thing, Bullseye, Korath, Kree Cyborg and Noble, all between that 15 and 18 mark. Then we move down to Ant-Man at 15, Wasp at 15, Elektra at 14, Human Torch there at 13, Aim Infector at 12, Winter Soldier at 12.5, Ravager Boomer at 12, Shield Assault at 12, Black Widow at 11.5, and Karnak there at 11 as well. Right, then we move down to Cull Obsidian at 10, 3 red stars on Cull as well, level 46, America Chavez there at 10.5, Quake there at 10.5, Crystal at 10.5, Corvus, holy moly, with 6 red stars on Corvus as well, once you've got the gold stars for him. At 10, Shield Trooper is at 10, Mr. Fantastic is at 10, Night Nurse is at 9, Nebula at 9, Hand Assassin 9, and pretty much some of the people that we would expect to see down here. Although Taskmaster is miles better than the rest of these guys, right? Taskmaster there at 7, Handblade Master there at 6, Sentry at 6.5, Bruiser at 6.2, Mercury Lieutenant at 6, Stitcher at 4, Merc Sniper at 2.9, Merc Soldier at 2, Hand Archer, Hand Sorceress, and then we move down to the very bottom of the shop, Negasonic, X-23 Domino, Hydra Grenada, all unlocked but not really worked on, and Proxima Midnight there at 2,000. Right, so what would I change early on? So for things like war being a focus, I would actually get Taskmaster up very, very quickly to probably around the 30k mark and build out a nice little defense room with Taskmaster. He's an absolutely great character, and in all fairness, the Mercenaries are my favourite defense team at this point. I'd also bring Proxima up a little bit and get her in line with that Corvus as well. Once you've got Black Bolt, then you're going to be on for the Ebony Maw unlock. You've got 4 red stars already on Black Bolt and a massive 5 on Ebony Maw. So I'd almost start building towards Black Order and the Inhumans already by bringing up Yo-Yo as well. And I think Yo-Yo is probably my one that I would focus on immediately. That should probably be my first one, apart from obviously the guys at the top of the shop that I'd be using an Ultima 7, and I would really be looking at that level 71. I know it's a lot of gold taking them from 70 to 71, but the extra focus, the extra resistance is huge. 72 is also a good level. 73 and 74 is pretty meh, but then 75 is a massive boost again. So the ones that you're going to be using every single day, I don't think there's anything wrong with investing a little bit more gold into those characters, as opposed to like bringing the whole roster up to an equilibrium type thing. Right, let's have a little look at the save squads and see what we can see. Right then, top of the shop, and I'm guessing these two are actually our Ultima 7 teams, and I like it a lot. We've got Scientist Supreme there, Shuri, Minerva, maybe a little bit too much healing, possibly then with Hela there and Ultron as well. What I would probably do with this squad is try Falcon in here instead. One of the teams that I super enjoyed early doors in U7 when I was trying to build out something that could do it was actually Techwing, and Techwing was one of my favourite Ultima 7. It doesn't quite hold up anymore in the later stages, but Techwing will actually do you a very, very good job, dropping out Nick Fury there instead of for Falcon. Also, those small increments in levels, taking them to level 71 is actually going to help these two teams out massively. Right, then we go down to the X-Men team there at 231k power. Absolutely beautiful team. I like that you're not using Psylocke. We've got Cyclops in there instead at 47k. Never, ever, ever has anyone wasted resources ever on Phoenix. She is probably, hands down, the best standalone character in the game. So she's there at 62k. Absolutely beautiful. Nothing wrong with this team whatsoever. Right, then we move down to this beautiful Asgardian team at 230k with a massive Hela there at 61k. Now, if I was to work on any singular character in this, I would still be working on Hela, getting her towards up to 7-star, but also try and do a little bit of work on Thor as well, and that's going to help you out massively in war. The two main characters in the war team is if they've got a big Hela, or if they've got a big Thor, you're bang in trouble. If they've got both, you are seriously in trouble. So working on Thor would actually help that team out massively. Then we go down to the Symbiotes, 46k there. Absolutely nothing wrong with this team as well. I think this is a solid team the way it is. Maybe building it out a little bit. I've actually used this team to clear up my gold challenges. So maybe building it up a little bit more to be able to get towards the back end of all of your gold challenges and get more gold, and that's going to help you get those guys up to level 71. Could be an idea, but I don't think this is like an urgency at all. I'd like to see a little bit more power on this Drax, just a little bit more power, but solid positioning with Star-Lord feeding Rocket Raccoon as well. And if I was to work on any one person in this team, it would actually probably be Rocket and trying to get him up a little bit more. Then we go down to the New Brotherhood, which is quickly becoming one of my favourite teams. I think you're actually in a really good spot with this. I would like to see level 71 for Magneto, though. Getting that extra focus actually turns these guys into a crazy war offense team. So definitely just a smidgen of work there. And I think this is where I'd say this is where the main part of your roster is. Just the incremental changes to 1 or 2 characters per team. You know, there's nothing crazy. There's nothing like, whoa, we've got to work on that person immediately. Just like, you know what? That character is going to make that team. And Magneto is going to be the one that makes this team. Then we go down to the Power Armor team. And this is actually in a really good spot. So I'd probably leave this the way it is. This is going to have really nice punch-up abilities in war. If I was to change one character and work on them a little bit, I'd probably carry on working on Falcon, because Falcon can also slot into that Ultimus team, U7 team, very, very nicely. Then we go down to the Marauders with Thanos. Now, I'm not really sure about Thanos in this team. I get why you've done it. I would probably rather see Ultron in here for a Blitz team. Yeah, I'd probably rather see Ultron in here. Obviously, with Emma Frost coming, that's going to free that up. Plus, when you get Black Bolt, you're going to unlock more, and then that type of thing. But yeah, I'd probably put Ultron in there in that place, and actually start moving Thanos over towards Black Order. So you've got Cull already built up. You've got Corvus. You've got Proxima. We're just waiting on more. I'd probably actually build that team, start getting them up, have a makeshift character on that team to fill that up, and then once you've got more, whack them on there, and that team's already done and dusted. Then we go down to AIM. Absolutely beautiful, nothing wrong with that. Solid positioning as well. Then we go down to Defenders. Okay, I like that. I like that. Luke Cage in the middle there. So if they do go for Luke Cage and it chains to the left, it can only hit one person. Yeah, solid positioning, nothing wrong with that at all. Always have your Daredevil next to Luke Cage so he can avoid the splash damage, and then Punisher can actually come in and hit him pretty hard. If I was to work on this team at all, which I probably wouldn't, I would focus there on the Punisher and get him up a little bit more. Then we go down to Supernatural. Supernatural seems looking really solid there as well. If I was to work on any one member of that team, it would probably be Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider can be absolutely insane. The Wakandans there at 156k, leave them where they are. Absolutely solid. You've done what you need to do with Joy. I wouldn't take them any higher. As with the Sinister Six, I think they're okay where they are. Yo-Yo is definitely a character that I would go to town on. I wouldn't put her on this team. She's not going to synergize very well with any protectors. She doesn't apply her offense down. So I wouldn't have put her in this team. I would actually, again, start moving her towards the rest of the Inhumans as well. Then we move down to... This is a really low shield team. I would actually like to see a little bit more work on this team. Probably trying to bring them up to around the 200k power mark. You've got all the right people in there. You've got good positioning on them. But I would definitely like to see a little bit more work going into medic. Definitely security as well. And assault as well. Yeah, I'd probably try and bring these guys up to about 200k team. They are very solid in a lot of game modes. Then we move down to this team. Fairly standard. It's a nice little blitz win. I like it. The Kree team down there as well. Nothing wrong with the Kree team. Solid positioning. Then we move down to the Red Skull team. And again, if this was a team that I was specifically looking for war, I would be doing a little bit of work on this team as well. About 180k, 200k is going to make it a very difficult room to start countering, and working on that Red Skull first is definitely the way forward. Fantastic Four, great war offense team, and I would probably like to see this team a little bit higher. It's very difficult when you're free to play. You've really got to balance your resources, and I understand why we're here in this bit of a conundrum at the moment. Is where do we use those really hard fought resources? And unfortunately, we can't work on every single team, right? We can't do it. It's impossible to do that. Even as a non-free-to-play player, a borderline wow, I still only work on one team at a time. So this is definitely a team that I would like to see a lot of work on. Where it falls in the priorities, we're going to have to list them out in a minute. It could actually be quite high, this team. Then we move down to the Inhumans, and this is a much better use for Yo-Yo here. Although I would probably take off Miss Marvel and build out a Hero Brawlers team once you've got her a little bit leveled up. It's a very solid team, and obviously making room for Black Bolt. Right, then we move down to 53k. This is a war team. Straight away, I would just get 10k power onto Proxima. 10k is not going to be very difficult to do at all, and swap Proxima out for America Chavez immediately. Corvus and Proxima teamed up. Absolutely huge. Miles more damage. Much better team. Just by moving them two around. And to be fair, American Chavez will still probably be able to carry this team, right? Then we move, and as already said, Taskmaster for me would be a big priority. Taskmaster is one of them things you can get great results on from very little investment. Right, so that's all the teams. What about the priorities, guys? As far as priorities go, as number one, I would make the Ultima 7 team my top priority to be able to really push through and clear my lane on a guaranteed every time. So my first thing, I would be looking at taking all of my main guys up to level 71 or 75 and getting those extra stats. It costs an insane amount of gold, but you do raids on a daily basis. Where war only comes 3 times a week, you do raids on a daily basis. So taking those guys up to level 75 is never a bad investment, as you are going to get some use out of them every single day. So these guys I would be working on first and foremost, while carrying on working towards Black Bolt. As a secondary side of things, the team that I would work on first would actually be the lowest team that would be able to jump up the most, and I feel like that's the Fantastic Four at this point in time. So I'd carry on working towards Black Bolt and then building up the Fantastic Four. Once I'm done with the Black Bolt farm, and I'm just waiting for that legendary to come around, I would start working on Yo-Yo. Once I'm done with the Fantastic Four and Yo-Yo, I would start doing the spot people that are going to give me the most investment. Taskmaster, and then building up towards the rest of the Black Order for when we get Ebony Maw as well. Almost thinking like 3 steps ahead, that right, we're getting Black Bolt, we know we're getting Black Bolt, we're working towards that, so Black Bolt's going to help us unlock more. Let's start building up Black Bolt's teams and Maw's team already, so they can just like slot in when we get them, and all of a sudden, the second we get that character and we can level them up, boom, that is a ready-made, good-to-go, badass team. So that would be my list of priorities, guys. I would start on Ultima 7 team, and then then slowly working towards my war team. I wouldn't forget about this shield team either, but maybe it's not top priority where we stand. What about you guys? What would you do if you took over this roster right now? Where would be your main focus? I'm intrigued to know. Guys, that is going to be it for me today. It's been a very, very, very hot Sunday, and I'm incredibly hungover. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do me a massive favour. Give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button, turn them notifications on. Discord links are down below. Live stream links are down below. All that type of good stuff. But until next time, be smart, be strong, be safe. And I'll see you on the flip side. You take it easy, Commanders.